What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. It is Tuesday. It is a brand new day. Yes, it is. I am Mr. Cincinnati. And as always, I am joined by the podcast dad who still sits under a learning tree that has been snapped on pay-per-view by Hook and all of the world. Choops, how you doing, buddy?
Again, we turn that tree into a bench. We sit and we ponder what the next step will be.
Okay, well, it seems like he's just going to start bitching to me, but, teach their own. Teach their own. It's okay.
I won't.
Shouldn't be the UTLB then under the learning bench? Like if Jericho's going to evolve with the time, shouldn't you evolve since that's what you're trying to play up?
We'll cross that bench when we get there.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, welcome back, guys. It's always great to have everybody out there watching with us. As always, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe, turn those notifications on. We are on the march to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year, and we need your help to do it. So if you know exactly one person that would enjoy our podcast, please do us a huge favor and share it with them. New content almost damn near daily. We have some exciting things going on right now. Make sure that you're following Main Event Network to get all of the happenings when it comes to all things wrestling. We've got podcasts, we've got live streams, we've got blogs, we've got fan art, real immersive experience. So we want to share that with all of you. So make sure that you're giving them a follow as well. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hey, Choops, last night on Raw, did you happen to see Liv's new shirt?
I did. Where can you get that shirt?
Liv is finally on top. You can get that shirt at WWE Shop. But if you go through our QR code up there, that affiliate link helps us to continue to support this podcast. So make sure that you get your Liv Morgan Liv is finally on top shirt today. Last bit of plugs that we've got, a couple of shows that we're sponsoring here in the coming months. We've got ETU Summer Madness 2. We are one of the official sponsors, live from the Mecca in Richfield Park, New Jersey. An incredible wrestling venue, an incredible independent wrestling venue. And we also have Scenic City Invitational coming up next week. Again, partially sponsored by the Wrestling Junkies podcast, streaming live on IWTV. We are going to be there live, and we've got some really, really exciting content that we cannot wait to share with you guys. Got the good doc Landon Hale returning to the show, and potentially Matt Griffin and Scott Hensley. Matt returning to the show and Scott making his debut. So pretty damn excited about that. What do you think?
Big stuff coming.
Yeah. Speaking of big stuff coming, buy a mug, buy a t-shirt, buy a tank top, buy a beanie, buy a hoodie, not a hat. I know. They're coming. Okay.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Pinky promise, okay?
I don't know where that's been.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is why we can't have nice things. But I think they've heard us talk enough. We've got a couple of great guests here tonight, and we're going to kick things off. Our first guest tonight is the mastermind behind the Intergender Bonanza events. You can catch his IGB 20. It's my party. I'll cream if I want to. August 22nd at the H2O Center, and they'll be streaming live on IWTV. He is the Dairy Daddy. He is the King of Cream. He is the leader of the Cream World Order. Please welcome Stan Stylez to the show. Stan, how are you, my friend?
That's right. I'm doing good. I almost finished this strawberry whipped cream. It's a 10 out of 10. If you're in all these, get one of this or get a bunch of these because these are really, really good.
So, Stan, welcome to the show. I got to kick it off with this question here. We have to ask the obvious. You were known for the whipped cream. You were known for the shake weights. For those that may not have been introduced to a Stan Stylez match, tell us the inspiration behind these two gimmicks together, because they're pretty damn suggestive, but they get everybody going.
They get everyone going, indeed. Pretty much 90% of everything I've done in professional wrestling has been done by accident. And that's pretty much the story. I literally tell everyone, if you ever haven't seen that show on Food Network, Chopped, where they give you like all the ingredients in a basket. It's pretty much I had these gimmicks of I got the shake weight and the whipped cream, and I was like, how do I incorporate this all together? And pretty much like they were like, yeah, you have to make a gimmick out of this, and I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I like it. Very, very cool. Well, let's now back up a little bit. We look at here at the Wrestling Junkies, we look at professional wrestling as a whole. You've got superheroes, you've got supervillains. They clash. They all have origin stories. So, Stan, tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Man, so always grew up watching it as a kid. Always grew up really watching WCW Worldwide and WWF Superstars. Those were my two shows I was always watch because we didn't have cable when we were kids here in my family. And then I would go to my friends and we'd watch Raw and Nitro. We'd always flip back and forth to see which one. And I just fell in love with like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Tatanka. I was a Lex Luger fan. I love Lex Luger. And yeah, and just fell in love with it. And I just was like, yo, one day I'm going to become a professional wrestler. To my mom. She was like, oh, that's great, Stanley. Whatever you say. And then here we are.
That honestly might be the first Lex Luger shout out that has ever happened on this show. Yeah. I think that.
Yo, yeah. I love Lex Luger. I like the body guys, and hey, I just graduated. I was all about the guys that were like, yo, like they're in shape, they look great, and then pretty much when I loved all the baby faces. I loved Hogan. I loved all the baby faces. I was such a baby face mark, and then. Once I started learning professional wrestling, I was all about the heels. I'm like Rick Rude's the best. Ric Flair's the best.
Yes. I am also a heel, so that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the whipped cream and the shake weight. Has there been any unexpected reaction or anything crazy that you can say like, wow, that happened in a match because of those two components?
It's always something. Or like you guys just asked me, how'd you come up with that? I've had fans ask me that question. I've had wrestlers ask me that question, and it's always something different, always something crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, give us a little something here. Keep it relatively family friendly, but you can get a little wild with it.
What fans said about it or anything?
Anything that anything you've experienced that just impromptu or not when it comes to the whipped cream and the shake weight that's just like that's burned in my brain.
Well, first that comes to mind is I wrestled Kikutaro, a Japanese comedy legend, and he was like it's so strange because those comedy guys really don't win a lot of matches. We're there to have fun and pretty much become comedic relief. And it's really better when we lose. So he was up in the match and he was like, oh, and we were both kind of like trying to figure out. And he's like, maybe whipped cream in your trunks. I was like, sure. So I did that. And that was something else. I did something like that with Effie too in my match with Effie.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit, okay, I'll do that. Shake weight stuff. Probably the slow motion I developed with the shake weight. Like we've seen slow motion in wrestling before, but I developed where the shake weight actually pretty much creates the spell of slow motion, and everyone usually says that's like their favorite thing they've seen recently in my matches now.
Okay.
Cool.
in prepping for matches, because kind of like you said, you're kind of that comic relief. Like what is it that you do to prepare on facing different opponents and different genders and different styles? Like what is it that you do to prepare for that?
Well, I watch a lot of matches. I always tell wrestlers, especially young wrestlers, like study your opponents. I really love like how there's so much social media. And promos definitely are great too. And I really look for characters and just different elements. But me, I'm so easy. Like you really could just, I can wrestle anyone, and I'm a utility man. I can wrestle, anyone, bigger, smaller, girl, guy, hardcore match. I've done it all, and I'm pretty much really versatile. So that's a good question, because most of the time other wrestlers are usually asking what they're going to do with me. Like how can I top, the gimmicks in the city.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, let's talk about Intergender Bonanza. This is a very, very close passing project of yours. I believe you've got your 20th show coming up here. Tell us just a little bit about the history of IGB and what inspired you to create a dedicated space for intergender wrestling.
So I started in 2018. Again, by accident. I literally was wrestling a show out in West Virginia, and I was a champion of that company at the time. And my opponent the day of couldn't make it. So my friend Raina Sky, now she goes by Raina Black, she was at the show or coming to the show. I don't know if she had a match or they were just going to do a promo. I'm like, and we're out in Philly, and I'm like, you're going to go to all the West Virginia to a promo? I'm like, nah, you're going to wrestle me. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell the promoter you're going to wrestle me. And the promoter was like, okay. I wrestled her, and fans loved it. They ate it up. They said that we want to see more intergender matches, and that was just the catalyst for me to just be like, hey, I should run my own show. And it was really just supposed to be a one-off show out in West Virginia, have a fun time. And it got so much attention from so many really top wrestlers. Like, I got so much attention so fast. And the first show was a success. I did another show out in West Virginia. I really call those two shows. And that's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did the second one out in West Virginia. And I always call those two shows like the pilot shows, but they were so good, and they were the catalyst. And then I knew Matt Tremont for so many years, and he was just up and coming with H2O, and I pretty much moved it there, and it's been there ever since. I did travel and did a co-show with Focus Pro in Massachusetts, which was very successful too. I was Star Cream. So, hey, bigger and better things. Keep coming along. So, and this one, the 20th IGB, the 20th anniversary, is going to be the big, legit on my birthday too, of all days. The birthdays, the previous birthdays of them all. It's going to be something else.
Yeah, I mean, I got to pull this up. It's my party. I'll cream if I want to. It just works on a lot of levels for sure.
It's a good one. So intergender wrestling, like that's I don't want to say taboo, but it kind of challenges the norms, right? How do you respond to criticism, and then how hard was it to kind of continue to sell that style of wrestling to promoters?
It's okay. So, to answer your first question, when people like say, intergender wrestling, blah blah, they get butthurt about it. I say, did you get butthurt when Chung-Li beat your ass in Street Fighter? Did you get mad when, I don't know, Superwoman beat up a bunch of guys in a movie? It's the same concept. It's just our world, and it's just my world. And intergender wrestling, like I always say, yeah, it's a lot of intergender matches, but I always really try to sell it pretty much the last couple of years as the show. It doesn't take itself too seriously, that it's just so much fun. It's so goofy, silly, and it's for all ages, and you literally just have to come experience it live to really be like, oh my god, like this is something so different. And I just kind of keep watching it because it's just so unique.
Yeah,
like me.
No, that makes complete sense. And while we're kind of on this stroll down memory lane when it comes to all things IGB, what would you say are, we'll just limit to three, your top three moments that immediately stand out in the history of Intergender Bonanza? You're coming up on number 20, so I'm sure there's no shortage, but let's hear some of your favorites.
Oh my god! So recently, it's got to be the slow motion spot I did with Erica Demia, because that got a lot of attention. I did a match a couple years ago. I can't remember what IGB it was, when I wrestled Ava Everett, and she gave me a PG lap dance before the show, or before my match with her. And man, the third was probably me going heel and forming the CWO, and Marcus's Mathers' father, Mark Angel, because we were feuding for so many years. We had so many matches. Turned his back on his own son and came with Stylez and formed the CWO. Like those three, right, just stick out right away.
I like it. Very nice.
So let's talk about it. IGB 20 on 8/22. Happy birthday, by the way. It includes appearances from a quick shout out to our alum, Sammy Chaos. It also includes Marcus Mathers, and Kylie Alexa. Can you give us a sneak peek on kind of what fans should expect?
Expect the unexpected. So, with Kylie, man, she's awesome. I actually wanted to have her for Cremania, for my WrestleMania show, but man, I had so many matches, and I was like, I have to save her. Let's save her for my birthday, and I got her on, and she's gonna have a very, very, very prestigious match on IGP 20. And man, you don't. I don't want to give away too much. I mean, I already dropped my match with Erica, a last person standing match, the rematch, the Cremania rematch. Yeah, there she is. Oh, that no good green haired hero. Yeah, she's tough, but hey, there were, I did a little rendition of Shredder, called myself the Creamer, but hey, there was a Super Shredder. There might be an extra Creamer, so she better watch out. And last person standing. Oh my God. Oh, my cream. But yeah, hey, there might be new people joining CWO. There might be people getting out of CWO. There might be even, you just said Sammy Chaos. She might have a really big match coming up at the IGB 20.
Love it.
Gotta wait and see, man. I don't want to give away too much.
Hope so. She's definitely been killing these last 6 months as far as the first half of 2024. So yeah, she's definitely we're definitely big fans of her here on the show. As we kind of look towards the end of this conversation, with Intergender Bonanzas, what message do you hope to send not only to fans but fellow wrestlers about inclusivity and excitement about intergender wrestling?
I always tell people, man, don't take yourself too seriously, but take your job seriously. That it's. And with just wrestling in general, man, just have fun. I have so much fun with these shows. I have a blast writing them out. I have a blast when fans tell me this is the funnest show they ever been on, and then wrestlers that were booked on the show continually tell me it's the funnest show they've ever been on. It makes me feel so good. So pretty much, hey, man, I've been around for a while, guys. It's almost a decade and a half. Just have fun. Let's have wrestling is love. I love wrestling. I love all the fans, even though I'm a dirty heel, but I do love every single fan that buys a ticket or watches the stream. And IGB is about fun. And like I always say, expect the unexpected.
It's a great message. We should have fun. All right. Now the hardest question you'll get probably all year.
Yes.
And this is everybody gets it, so we're not singling you out. Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker? Go.
Shawn Michaels. That's easy. Shawn Michaels.
It's not easy. It's wrong.
Shawn Michaels. How many Shawn Michaels matches do you remember at WrestleMania? You name them all. I got a question for you, buddy. All right, you want to try to stop Stan? I got a question for you. Is John Cena a bad wrestler?
Is John Cena a bad wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Okay. You're smart.
I would no.
I'll give you that. No.
John Cena's not a bad wrestler. John Cena's the man. Name a bad John Cena match. You can't. They don't exist.
There are bad fans.
Yeah. No, good answer.
Hey, I'm not saying anything. Undertaker was amazing. I love Undertaker, but I'm just like right away. I'm like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. No, there's definitely no right or wrong answer or anything like that. No. Okay. Jackass won't even let me be diplomatic to our guest. Okay, that
that'll be me.
Bret Hart, Owen Hart, we got there.
I'm still a Shawn guy, even when it comes to Bret. So it's just like,
me too.
I'm gonna say Owen if I gotta choose one. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Owen was more charismatic.
Yeah.
He was.
Cannot agree more. Stan, this was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for joining us. Real quick before we let you go, I know we put it up a couple of times, but where can everybody find you on social media? We know that IGB is coming up next month, but what else do you have coming up this summer that people can check out?
Okay, social media, Stan Stylez. I'll make it easy. Just write in Stan Stylez on Google, and I should come up. IGB, it'll all come up. Man, I got surprises this weekend. I'm going to be at two places Saturday, one in the afternoon, one at night. They're both surprise appearances. I'm going to be at Titan Championship Wrestling. I'm going to be at the Wrestling Independent the following week. And then, man, I'm going to be at Focus Pro and also Voltage again at the end of the month, and then a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, 3 Legacies. I'm going to be in the Red Rose Rumble. I'm going to win that bad boy. There's a lot of stuff. Just check. I always am posted on my social media, all my dates. I try to update as much as possible. So yeah, if you follow me on social media, I got them all right there for you.
Cool. We can absolutely do that. And yeah, congrats again on 20 shows when it comes to IGB. Happy early birthday. We can't wait to see how it all shakes out. And yeah, can't wait to have you back on, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care. That was fun. Yeah, make sure to check out Intergender Bonanza number 20 streaming live on IWTV on August 22nd. I believe that the other 19 are also on there as well. Yeah. Perfect. The hits, they keep on rolling here. I mean, not only do we have IGB coming up next month, but next week, Scenic City Invitational begins 2-day tournament in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The Wrestling Junkies will be there live and in person. We cannot wait to check this out. Not only is there this massive tournament where the winner gets a championship opportunity, there is a futures tournament for young, up-and-coming professional wrestlers on the independent scene these days, and we have one of them getting ready to join us. You may have already seen him previously on our show before. He is one half of the Buff and Fluff connection. Once again, please welcome the Fluff Man who cometh, Cody Fluffman. Cody, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, guys? What's up? How are y'all doing? Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on this one. That's
yeah.
No, things are great here, man. But let's catch it up. Summer's here. It's been a while since we've talked to you. How's the first month of the summer treated you so far?
It's been awesome. Genuinely, I feel like I've had a lot of wrestling wise. I feel like I've been having a lot of good matches this past month. Just a lot of stuff has been clicking and firing. In a lot of the places that I want to be or I'm trying to be, like, nothing's happened yet, but stuff's getting lined up to hopefully go in that direction. So things are looking good. They're looking up and up.
Well, come on, keep bragging on yourself. Give us some highlights.
No, I hate bragging on myself. I hate it so much.
What's been the top moment so far of the summer?
Honestly, this past week, I wrestled for the PWF Undisputed Championship in Newport, North Carolina. And I had a match with Ryan Gallione that I was very proud of, and just the reactions that we got from not only the crowd but from other people of influence. We had a lot of good feedback from it, so I was super proud of that one. And then the last match, Sean and I had an action where we wrestled for the Action Tag titles against Kevin and Suge. Like, the reactions that we were getting from the crowd and like the connection that it felt like we had with that crowd, for that to only be our second ever time like tagging in front of them, was crazy. It was a very cool experience. So those are probably like from this past month. Those are probably those top two like big moments that pop into my head as of right now.
I was gonna say I think we were there for the first one, and you were.
Yeah.
When we wrestled Slime Season, that was our first. Yeah. So we had wrestled for the SCI. We wrestled at the SCI Rumble. But with that being so far away from where Action normally runs, like, it did have some of the same fans, but not 100% of the same fans compared to running in that building in Tyrone. Like, that's the hot spot. That's the headquarters. So to really have that connection, our first time tagging there, was just really cool. And then it's just been building on that ever since.
I mean, you made an impression on us. I think after you guys came out, I was like, I think we got to get them somehow.
Knew the second we heard the theme song and then just saw that just the electricity you guys brought to the ring. I was just like, no, we have to have them on the show. So I'm glad we made
it's
that
twice
happen.
now, so I'm pumped. Yeah.
No, hey, we keep track. We're keeping track of people that are headed towards that 5-timers club. So yeah.
So I'll go, Eric. Shut your mouth. I'll go. Besides the Scenic City Invitational, what else do we have planned for this summer, and what are you looking forward to the most?
So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just because I don't have the list pulled up in front of me. But there's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of big things coming up, not only this summer, but even just going into the rest of the year. A lot of stuff getting planned out and figured out. So it's looking like the rest of the summer and then into the rest of this year is just going to be big on travel, which I'm super pumped for, because that was one of my goals going into this year. Was I just wanted to travel outside of this area more, and doing a lot of stuff up in Pennsylvania, and just getting around a lot more has been really cool. And I want to just go up north a lot more too.
Okay. Sneak on up to Ohio.
Yeah,
trying to.
Yeah. But we all know why you're here. We're ready to talk some SCI. You're going to be participating in the Futures Tournament. For those that are watching that may not be familiar with this tournament or this weekend, just give everybody a little preview of what it is and why it is so important to independent wrestling in the South.
So the Future Showcase Tournament has just been a very big thing that's come along with the SCI tournament, and it's something that I'm super excited and stoked to be on. Like I was talking about it earlier, I had a bunch of goals for this year, and that one of them was I made last year that I wanted to be in this year's SCI Futures Tournament. So getting to be in that is a super, super big deal to me, and I'm ready to go into that tournament, have some fun. But basically, it is 3 triple threat matches. There's 9 of us in total. And then the winners of each of those will go on into a finals triple threat match. And the winner of that becoming the Future Showcase winner. And I'm beyond prepared and excited for it. First round match for me is me, Tim Bosby, and then Tyler Stevens, the Wall. So pretty big, like first round matchup. Easily could have been the finals, but hey, we're giving it to you in the first rounds. So I'm pumped for it. I've been really wanting to work with both of them. So to get that in one match is really cool. But man, I've been working really hard to win this year. So like, if I want this to be, I want it to be my first year, and then the first, like, he wins it in his first year. Like, come on, that's the story. That's the goal we want, right? So that's what we're working towards.
Hell yeah,
a good one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the first Cody to finish your story this year, so that'd be good.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I'm running off at his high. You know what I'm saying?
What does Eric? Go ahead. I went double question last time, Eric.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. But yeah, you said this match feels like a finals matchup. What does that do for you mentally as you're getting ready for this preparation of something that yes, it's a first round match, but it's got that electricity and intensity of a finals match. What does that do for you as far as an adrenaline boost, as far as your preparation?
Man, it hypes me up, like genuinely. Like it gets me pumped because the more I'm getting excited for the tournament coming up, the more I feel like a little bit like more swell of confidence coming into it too. So I'm ready to, I could literally, no pun intended, run through a wall getting ready for this tournament. So
pun intended. Come on.
Pun intended. Oh yeah. We're about to figure out how well you can steamroll the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we can ask him. He might be joining us next week potentially. So we'll
okay. All right. All right.
That's what we call a tease in the biz. So Eric,
no, you can tell him I talk. I'm good at talking. Tell him I talk.
It's all love.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Eric kind of took my question, but what does prepping for a tournament look like? Like, is that extra time in the gym? Is that extra cardio? Like, what does that look like for you?
So for me, it is a lot of, I wouldn't say more gym because I already get like dragged every day with Sean, but that comes with the territory, I guess. But it's more for me. My preparation is a lot more like mental game, getting over those hurdles. Cause like, having a tournament or just being in a tournament in general, your plan is to wrestle as many times as you can in it. So getting past that exhaustion and getting past some of the stuff that comes with having to wrestle more than once, a lot for me is more of a mental game than it is physical game. So it's a lot of preparing of, telling myself and knowing that, I could wrestle more than once. I mean, I've done it before. I've, wrestled in tournaments before. I've won tournaments before. So going into this one, it's just that mental aspect, hey, I've been in the game before. Like I've played this game before. I know what to do. I know how to win it. So let's go in and win it.
Oh yeah. I like that. Outside of obviously your appearance in the Futures Tournament, I mean, this is a big weekend where we've got a lot of established names such as Paul London, who will be taking on the Good Doctor Landon Hale. We've got Rachel Armstrong in the house for this as well. What are you looking forward to as a spectator or a fan as far as this weekend?
I am looking forward to the whole SCI tournament because this will be my first one that I've ever attended. I've never been to one of the tournaments before, so getting to not only compete in the futures, but getting to watch the rest of matches that are going to happen. Like Paul London and Landon Hale, I'm really excited to watch just because I love both of those guys. And then everybody just in this tournament really has a reason why they should win it, and that's what I feel like makes tournaments the best. Is everybody's credible, and like you could believe every single one of these people as a winner. Sure. Killjoy and Gonzalez is going to be insane. I have no doubts. I'm super excited to watch that one. But just getting to watch the whole tournament unfold, I'm really excited for it.
Eric, do you have any more questions about the tournament?
Not currently, no.
No? Okay. I'm just going to move on to the body positivity mission. Let's get into that a little bit, right? So you've been a very, very strong advocate about that. Can you share any recent experiences you've had and any wins there that you've seen?
So really it's just been a lot of changes with like how I'm seeing stuff and just seeing stuff outside of having that bubble that you do look at through, but like trying to see stuff outside of that. But it's really just been a lot of the continuation of that grind. Nothing so much as a change or nothing I could really think of off the top of my head, but it's just that continuation of the same motivation.
Sure. Yeah. Hell yeah. So before we let you go, got to ask you, you said you're going to be doing a lot of traveling throughout the rest of this year. Who's doing more of the driving, you or Sean?
Oh, me. 100% me. 100% me. No, but so it's pretty much like a deal we have worked out because he does, like I drive all the time, but he also does other stuff for me. Like he helps me with editing a lot of my videos. He helps me recording my promos, editing, and putting those together. So he pulls his weight elsewhere. But yeah, driving wise, that's me. I'm driving. I'm behind the wheel.
Same. This guy.
Now it's also for me, it's a preference because I prefer to be behind the wheel than just sitting there because I get antsy and bored real easily. So I'd rather be driving, doing something.
Yeah, I think we go back and forth on that. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of just we'll take turns and
it's fine.
It works.
You drive to Chattanooga, I'll drive to Cleveland.
That's fine. If there's one thing that we can agree on, there's at least a handful of Little Dicky songs that end up on the playlist. So that's
absolutely 100%.
I just discovered Little Dicky, so it's fantastic.
Oh man, welcome to the real world. Honestly, like
the last 2 years have been a blur. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you're fair. Hey, that's fair.
Man, Cody, absolute pleasure to have you back on. We're going to be down at SCI next weekend as well, so can't wait to chop it up with you.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to hang out with you guys too, because I heard y'all say that earlier, so I'm really pumped for that too. So, yeah, no, SCI weekend, Future Showcase winner right here. I'm calling my shot. Let's do it. Let's win the whole thing. Let's win. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Absolutely love that, man. Everybody, make sure to follow Cody at Fluffman_comments on X. Cody, we'll be seeing you next week, my friend. Give him hell.
Yes, sir.
Keep that prep going. Stay well. Stay healthy.
Yes, sir.
We'll see
Thank you guys.
Of course.
Yeah, see y'all next weekend.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for that show, dude.
Double dip. We just double dipped.
I'm really excited. Really excited. But we still got a little bit more to talk about here. Monday Night Raw is in the books. This is the final Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank, and there's quite a bit that transpired here. Let's
a little bit.
Tie the beholder here. But we'll start with the final spots in the ladder matches. Drew McIntyre and Ivy Nile getting the wins here. I think we saw Drew McIntyre. Was it Ivy Nile? That was Ivy Nile. You're right. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. Long day. But I think we knew that McIntyre was going to get the win. Zoe Stark, you surprised?
I want it. Let's go back to the men's. I want a Dragon off to win that so badly.
I know. He looked great. I mean, he knows how to. He's keeping up with them. I mean, that that deserves the main event spot. That's a pay-per-view match if they were ever decide to run it back for a mid-card title. Hell yeah.
I know. My thing is, like Drew, we don't think Drew's going to win, right?
No, I think it's Jey Uso.
Like Punk's going to probably cost Drew.
Yeah.
Is there another way you could get to that? Is my question. You know what I mean? Like, I would want Ilya in the match because it's new and it's one of those things where like he would have a legitimate chance of winning. Not that Drew doesn't. I just don't think it's going to happen. All right. That's the only reason I wanted Ilya. Just kind of a fresh face, and I understand the storyline purposes of putting Drew in it for sure, but I wanted Ilya. Zoe Stark, I think out of the three in the triple threat match is probably the least exciting to put in to the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But hey, they're still working on that project, and she debuted and it was great. And then following the breakup with Trish, it just hasn't really been much. We did see Sonya Deville talking to her a little bit, so maybe that will lead to something. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean they keep teasing that Sonya Deville has been seen backstage courting members of the women's roster. We saw Shayna pulling Zoe away, and it seemed like Sonya was a little bit surprised that was happening because she's kind of doing the what the hell hands and all of that. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more come with that. I mean WWE has been great about kind of laying these little seeds for us to come back to later and understanding, kind of why we're seeing these. Now, first, we do have to acknowledge the King, even though he said, "Oh my God, stop it with the Taker thing." This question is going to be asked every time there's a guest on our show. So, maybe just mute us, I guess, but don't turn us off. We need the view.
Not a fan of Taker?
That's not it. But here's what he did want to chime in. Dragunov winning Money in the Bank would cheapen the eventual meeting between him and Gunther. It deserves its own build without a cash-in stipulation.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to win, but it's just more of the participation in it.
Yeah, but I think to just like as far as this particular point that the King wants to make here, I don't necessarily think it does cheapen it because we have seen cash-ins announced before. That's the integrity that Ilya Dragunov would have with that. And let's be honest, I mean, if it's more about cheapening the first clash between them, I'd listen to the argument, but I don't necessarily know that I would agree. But we know that those guys are going to be linked to each other for the foreseeable future, so long as they are both in WWE. So, I mean, I appreciate the point he's trying to make here. I think that if Ilya did win it, if he were in this match, he would announce cash-in.
So, King Chris, he just said you're stupid and you're wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. I just want King Chris mad at you so he can spite you.
No, he just said that he loves us. So sir,
he said he loves you, guy. That's me. Eagles. See, that's why. See the P up there? That's why he loves me. We'll go over Money in the Bank predictions probably tomorrow. Get into it a little bit, but I think you just spoiled yours for the men's. I will keep mine under wraps because I don't know if I agree.
That's okay.
I have a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling that.
Well, I can't wait to hear all about it, Bubby.
We might see an up and comer win this one.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? What else happened?
Xavier Woods beat a guy that beat 7 world champions since he's returned to WWE, and they still haven't figured out what the hell to do with him.
Well, he attacked Kofi.
He did.
Broke his arm.
But we'll see.
We'll see where it goes. Look, it's a story. I mean, I'm not going to get mad at them for trying to push a story, but you and I have talked about this many, many times. I just think Karrion Kross needs a new character. Like, he's a good-looking dude with a hot wife.
Facts. On both counts, yeah.
Make that happen, right? Like, that's that's what I think should happen. I'm not booking. Maybe that's not the direction he wants to go, but I think that would work.
Yeah. And the one thing that does keep me drawn to this story is that this is kind of the most adversity we've ever really seen the New Day face. They've looked pretty. Yeah, they've looked great against all of their challengers. When it comes to their numerous tag title reigns, I think the only other thing that comes to mind is the run to Kofi Mania when the chairman inserted himself in that story and wanted to make life hell for them. But as far as somebody that just seemed, there's a very clear 5-on-2 advantage here. And, they're without Big E as far as their muscle to kind of even this out, which is where I think we would have had this story go had he been healthy. But I do applaud them for trying to make something out of nothing when it comes to the New Day because, I love the guys. I don't necessarily want them in the tag title picture right now because it's just just very obvious when they are that odds are good that they're going to win.
Yeah, they just, and it's no fault of their own. They just haven't been the same since Big E went down. It's just an unfortunate thing that happened, and just hasn't. They haven't been as exciting without Big E. So, unfortunately, that's where it is. Like you said, at least they're trying something different. I'm not going to hate on them for trying it. Is it good? Nah, but they're doing something.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see this match on a pay-per-view or anything like that. If it were to touch a pay-per-view, it's a pre-show.
Yeah, and they don't even do those much anymore. So
yeah.
Remember when Karrion Kross beat Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, and apparently he's beaten 6 other world champions since then, which I just haven't kept track of.
He has. I think he beat Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
He beat Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. Oh, we're counting them, I guess? Okay.
That still counts. He beat Finn Balor.
Okay. That does make more sense now. I guess because he is a former NXT champion himself, that I'll afford that grace.
He beat Jeff Hardy. He's a former world champion.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying now we're going back to the cuck helmet, basically.
God.
Sorry, I guess it's a mask.
Who would have thought we would have got this much Karrion Kross talk? Only here, live on the Wrestling Junkies podcast, where you get Karrion Kross.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe while you're at it. What? We have to plug the channels. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, you know.
Braun Breaker's fast.
Yeah, like he's like Tyreek Hill fast.
He hit those stairs, dude. I thought they were going to launch into the crowd.
Man, he's
a freak. That match has
got money written all over him.
That match is going to be really, really good.
Yep.
I'm excited.
We'll save that prediction for tomorrow, but I think kind of the two other big stories. Liv is finally on top, as she likes to say. It seems like she has firmly infiltrated the Judgment Day clubhouse. She was seen there hanging out. Got a brand new
shirt. It's a cool shirt. Where can you get that?
It is. You can get that at www.shop.com. Do us a favor and use our affiliate link in the top left corner to help us to earn some money to put back into this show. All of the shows that you've seen us sponsoring and working to help bring to independent wrestling communities, this is how we are able to do that. So supporting WWE Shop helps to support us, which helps us to support independent wrestling, and that's a shirt that you can also get on our merch store as well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's talk about Uncle Howdy.
Brilliant. This continues to this continues to excite me, because now we're getting into who's really captaining the ship here. You know, is it Bo Dallas? Is it Uncle Howdy? And there does seem to be a true conflict of self. And yeah, King Chris Dom was on top this week, but not last week. Okay, it's a thing people know about. People switch those up from time to time. But. Dude.
That's allowed.
You didn't know that? Oh, buddy. What does that have to do with anything?
Yes. I like this. I like this aspect, man. This split personality thing. We don't know who's really in charge. We kind of, not what's the word I'm looking for? Meld.
Yeah.
Melded it together. Is that a word?
Webster's defines wedding as the fusing of two metals with a torch.
There you go. It's now becoming a clearer picture, right? Like Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas is one.
No.
It is it like the Fiend and Bray Wyatt? Sure. Is it different though?
And
yes.
And that's where what I think will be the big test for WWE, is because that does give you additional avenues of who's really pulling the strings here, and having that internal, okay, well, Bo Dallas can't come out to play right now. Uncle Howdy's the one driving the train here, and vice versa. So there can be, while with traditional wrestling, we kind of see a, one babyface versus one heel. Bo Dallas is going to try to play both of these off of each other at one time, and I can't wait to see how he does it.
Is he? Because I think the Bray Wyatt character was like so happy and outgoing on one side, and then he let that dark side in. This is more Bo Dallas is almost like depressed.
He's tortured.
Exactly. Going through a hardship, like he's not happy. He wants revenge, and this is how he gets it. He taps into that alter ego to get his revenge for those who forgot. So it's not like he's tapping into his dark side. It's tapping into more of the, this is what I have to do to these, I think he said it in the promo last night, the sinners, right? For going after your family. So it seems like they're going to keep playing with that family aspect. So now you think, okay, who is he going to go after? I think Rey Mysterio is an obvious one. Dom's an obvious one. The Usos, I think, are an obvious one. Like, do they get involved in any capacity with the Bloodline storyline? I don't think so.
That would be overkill.
I don't think so. But I wouldn't rule it out. Because quite honestly, what if you're WWE? What the hell is Solo Sikoa going to do after Survivor Series?
It's a really good question. Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
I mean?
Yeah, I think that I would, if I'm running creative, before I inject the Wyatt Sicks into what has arguably been WWE's greatest story in the last 25 years, I would want to see how this run goes first with that family before injecting them. It just worries me to include those horror/supernatural elements into, essentially what is more or less, just for lack of a better phrase, a mafia movies, trying to inject horror into a mafia movie. And It's not something we've seen before. So I'd be intrigued to see if they can do it, but it would concern me if they did start to try to put those stories together, because they're doing great things on their own.
I don't know if it'd be like, I would wait till the entire blow up, right? Like, Solo's not the tribal chief. Jacob Fatu's doing his own thing. The Guerrillas of Destiny are, we don't know how long they're going to be, in the bloodline per se.
I need at least one tag title run with them first before they do anything else.
And that could be who's holding the tag titles at the time. Could be members of the Wyatt Sicks. Who knows? I don't.
Do they have that capacity for gold?
I don't know. I don't know where the storyline goes. Did you ever think The Fiend was going to win the WWE Championship?
Yeah.
When he first debuted?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, with him, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You may not have.
I thought they were going to keep it completely separate from everything. And then he got over so organically that it happened. Because remember how long it took them to even put the title on Bray Wyatt. Period.
I know, but again, the reaction to that Fiend character, because it was so unique and so revolutionary, you had to think that at some point they were going to at least attempt it to see what happened.
Can you not say the same thing about Uncle Howdy?
I'm sure that you could. I think because I'm not ready to make that determination with Uncle Howdy yet, is because there's still a lot more that they're trying to do to not only set up just Bo Dallas as a character returning to wrestling for the first time in several years, but also the inner dichotomy with Uncle Howdy. And then there are also 4, potentially 5 other wrestlers that have to try to get involved in this story and seeing how all of these parts play out. And because they're introducing them as a group, I want to see kind of how that dynamic plays out first before I get into, they might make a run with Uncle Howdy and or Bo Dallas with the championship, just because there were all of these other moving parts that didn't exist when it was just Bray Wyatt and the Fiend.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it happens tomorrow or something, anything like that, right? Yeah. Like maybe down the road, a year or two, and see how long this is able to go. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Money in the Bank. That the Damian Priest Seth Rollins match is interesting. I'm going back and forth on that. I don't know, but I'm very intrigued with what they're going to do with that match.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll get into our predictions before the week is out. Tomorrow is our last show of the week, and we've got 2 phenomenal guests coming. Another SCI participant, Anakin Murphy, will be joining the show tomorrow, as well as former OVW World Champion Luke Curtis, and we will be delivering our official Money in the Bank preview predictions.
NXT real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pop off. So, I forgot he was in Chase U. That did happen, didn't it, Rich?
Blue Ridge? Yeah.
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 So we got the contract signing tonight for the Fatal 4-Way at Heatwave, which, okay. Brindley Reese and Izzy Dame. Okay. Tank and Hank take on New Catch Republic. Idris and Malik take on Gallus. And we have a face-to-face with Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez. And Carly Bright takes on Wendy Chu. My goodness, there's a lot. And a
Scary
street
Wendy
fight.
Chu.
Mia Yim and Jada Parker.
I'm cool with that. I like the chemistry that they have, so add some weapons to it. I'm definitely happy.
Kind of a ho-hum, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. But I think that is going to do it for us tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a doubleheader episode. I know that you will be here at 8:30 podcast, Dad, but it might be Mr. Cincinnati hanging out and doing a little bit on his own. Hey, we're marching to 200 episodes, so let's try and get us there. You know, this
200.
Can you believe it?
Like yesterday, we were at 100. We just celebrated 100. Now we're at 200. Man,
yeah.
All right.
Ain't that great?
Good for us.
Oh, absolutely.
From a guy that thought it would last 10.
Yeah. Yeah. And look at how we've evolved. Look at how we've matured. There is a great group of people watching us tonight, and thank you again for always tuning in and joining us. We are crazy, we're chaotic, but we love wrestling, and that's why we're here. So again, if you know one person who would enjoy our show, please do us a favor and share it with them. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We believe that we can do it, but we need your help. So again, hit that QR code, follow us on all of our social channels, like, share, subscribe. We will be back tomorrow. Again, Anakin Murphy, Luke Curtis, and next week we will have more participants from the SCI tournament, as well as potentially SCI founder Scott Hensley joining us for a conversation, and be on the lookout for some live content from Chattanooga from the Wrestling Junkies, because we're just going to be hanging out all weekend, talking graphs and having a good time.
You said graphs?
Graphs.
Oh, I was like, why are we talking graphs? I was very confused for a second.
Okay.
What a way to end the show. Love you guys.
Yep. Perfect.
Be nice.
Yep. For the podcast, Dad and Miss Cincinnati, it's been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow.